The NFL Draft Recap Grades and Flops edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in a ton of states, and you get $10 free with promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN.
I'm Lou Holtz, and you're listening to the Man and the Box and the Bottom Line Bombast. Good luck to you.
Bring me everyone. What do you mean everyone?
Everyone! It's bad luck just seeing a thing like that.
You lost it all. No. Yeah. Technically. Technically?
I am not a fucking loser!
You're a crumb creep. I want to fight you. But you don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a creep.
Who is this guy? He's got like every meme ever produced on the internet. He can knock us out with his memes. And I do, I have tons of memes. I'll just keep memeing them to death until they just surrender because they just can't do it anymore. They don't have the memes that I have.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
It's 100% a go. It's 100% a go. In all analytics and all data, it's 100% a go.
Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs, the show that is picks with bits for tobacco use only. I am your host, the Laddie Daddy, the Bet Detective, Scumbagger Vance, CJ Sullivan, also known as the Man in the Box. Yes, that is right. We are here live, recording from Eagle Rock, California, the beautiful studios of Sports Gaming Podcast Network in Eagle Rock, Los Angeles, whatever you want to call it. It's Monday, April 27th, as I record now. You're either listening or watching live. If you're on X, hop on over to the YouTube, /Bottom Line Bomb, so you can come join the chat like John is always here. Go Beeves is here. Like to see him splicing it up. Or you can, of course, listen to whatever the hell you want to listen to. What a weekend. A lot of things are going on there. Started with the Friday night Thursday night draft party. Viewing party was a success, I think. It was enjoyable. Way to go through that draft because ESPN's coverage was not very good. SGPN knocked it out the park, though. Then I did the VSiN show with Sean on Friday from here. And then we had playoffs and the draft. The draft bets, some came through, some did not. Whatever. Diego Pavia makes the thumbnail here. He did not get drafted. People are celebrating that. Already tossing him into UFL. The UFL commissioner comes in, he can play today. I do like that about the UFL. Don't forget to subscribe to the UFL Gambling Podcast, also with me, Kobe, Dan, and J Mark. We'll be doing that after today's show too, I believe, reaction show. But it is hilarious. Like, yep, you're a Birmingham Stampede. Like, all right, relax. He's getting a tryout with the Ravens. Can't be cocky and not go. Well, he's also 5'9". Anyway, yeah, the draft bets itself, the mocks, no one did good. And I had learned that every year. What am I doing? Betting the draft. Because, I mean, we'll go over some of the Mendoza bets. They were fun. But as far as the mock boards, like all the information, it's so weird because all the information that the betting lines are based on is bullshit. It's lies from NFL teams and general managers. They're not revealing their plans. I mean, maybe like the last day of. That's when you can do it. Or if you use common sense, who knows? We already went over Todd McShay, who got dragged last week. Rightfully so. And I like Todd McShay, whatever. I mean, and then I listen to his shows. He's, I'll listen to these insiders now next time, just for player analysis. That's fine. But stop telling me what you're hearing. I made some calls, some secret calls, all that information. I can't. He acted like it was Deep Throat, and he's in a trench coat getting a manila folder from the Jets about Reese, who was wrong about. He gave out Reese at number 2 and Bailey at number 2, like without a month, both at like minus 350, like when they're heavy chalk, and then he just blows it off. The way he dismisses is great. Oh, you guys understand? Yes, I'm FanDuel, whatever, is a sponsor. They gave me a sheet, and I say, yeah, these look good, and they put it out there. Oh, no big deal. No, it is a big deal, Todd. It's a very big deal. Because we aren't betting on games. It's not like, hey, take the Lakers, they lose, whatever. No, the draft is, the lines are basically set on information that you provide. And you're being lied to by the Jets. And now I'm soaked.
You lost it all. No. Yeah. Technically.
I mean, I needed the Jets to draft both Reese and Bailey in order just to break even. So I'm not listening to that bullshit anymore. But anyway, we'll go over some of that. We also have some playoffs as well to talk about. NBA and NHL are cooking up, but it's also Kentucky Derby week. Let me. It is Kentucky Derby week, right? That's right, and that means you can check out the Derby preview on the Sports Gambling Podcast and to bet the Kentucky Derby on NYRA Bets. Get your free $25 Derby bet plus a $200 deposit match for new members at nyrabets.com/SGPN25. That's nyrabets.com/SGPN25.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
Yes, that'll be very exciting. Of course, we'll have a Derby preview bet on my place on Wednesday. I might even I got a Derby guy. Last year we did Oaklawn Street or Wolf of Oaklawn or whatever. He was great, fantastic. And my other horse guy got jealous, so I might have to give him a call to see if he wants to do it on Wednesday. But that'll be Wednesday. Like we said, before I get into the draft stuff recap, which is the fun part of the show, there are some basketball and hockey games going on tonight. Let me take a look at just to give out a few picks here. The NBA slate's not great tonight. It's Pistons, Orlando. Pistons are -3. Actually, I'm gonna back Pistons -3. If they go down 3-1 to Orlando, come on, what are we doing here, NBA? Do they get to go to the lottery now too, Adam Silver? Yeah, why not? 1 seed's in the lottery. You have OKC, Phoenix, line's 11. Yeah, I'm not going against OKC. Phoenix looks terrible. And then T-Wolves, Nuggets as well, 11.5. Good Lord, my T-Wolves futures. That was my plan to get the 10K for the survivors and the Circa Millions and all that this year, was to play. I won the 500 on the Super Bowl Square and Kramer Square thing. So I just put that on the Timberwolves to win the West. It was looking, the matchups weren't great, but they were playing great. Everything's going. I mean, they are up 3-1, but they just lost Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo. So it's over. Great. Fantastic. They probably would have beat the Thunder anyway, but still, I mean, come on. The NBA is getting absurd. It's just a war of attrition. Who isn't hurt? Who can get to the finish line without injuries? Everyone's banged up. It's a style of play. Analytics is just taking over the NBA where they know exactly where the best shots are. So everyone just chucks up threes from the best areas and it's running and spacing, and then people just get hurt. And it's not good. And it's repetitive. And these games are just brutal. So that's not fun. Tomorrow you have Sixers Celtics again. 11.5. I mean, what are we doing, Sixers? We just get out of our lives. We watched Friday night's game. They were competitive. They put up a fight. They didn't have enough. They lost. Celtics was a gross cover there, 7.5, by the way, on Friday night. Then Embiid's like, yeah, I'm going to come back. Well, all right, sure. Go back in there, and he's good. But sure, let's just change the dynamic of the team. Why not? Who cares? I really need the 76ers to get out of my life. They won't. So hope for the funeral at least be tomorrow. And they have Hawks Knicks. That's a goddamn series. It's 2-2 going back to the Gardens. Knicks are 6.5. If I was to play, I would take the 11.5. I'll take the 11.5 with the Sixers just for why not. Rockets Lakers. That's your bet right there. Lakers minus 2.5. That's the bomb for tomorrow. That's the one we're going to go with. This Rockets team, yes, I know they staved off the sweep. It's 3-1. An absolute utter collapse on Friday night in Game 3. It was amazing. They had the ball up 6 with 30 seconds to go and lost. The Lakers were gave up. Like they weren't even going to. They thought the game was over. They weren't even going to foul except for Marcus Smart, and the guy just throws it right to him. He gets fouled for 3. Blah blah blah. Then a turnover 3. Whatever. Point is, this Houston Rockets team, they do not like each other. You could tell. Kevin Durant's not even in the building. What the hell's happening over there? He's getting treatment tonight. He's getting ankle treatment tonight on a Friday night. Yeah, you got to get treated away from us. Because players are like, he's just got to show up. He's just not showing up. It's hilarious. These Rockets just can't. This is a game where the Rockets just can't wait to go to Cancun, as they say. They probably have the non-refundable airline tickets to Hawaii or wherever. And this is the time that they're just going to bail out. So give me the Lakers minus a 2.5. You got Cavs minus 9. I don't want no part. The Cavaliers Raptors series, I'm convinced isn't even happening. That's my conspiracy. Where's the old conspiracy thing that they like to play on the soundboard? Let me see if I can find it. I can never find Sean's soundboard stuff out there. I mean, I see highlights. They seem the same. I don't know what network or streaming service this Cavaliers Raptors series are. I don't think it's occurring. I think it's happening in the film rooms. They're just making it AI, whatever. They're making a movie. It's like the moon landing. It's not real. The Raptors tied it up 2-2. Okay, if you say so, NBA. I didn't see it. Nobody saw it. What is it, on Tubi or something? Pluto? Good Lord, it's the long X-Files theme song. How does this stop, for crying out loud? All right, now it does. So I want no parts of that. And Spurs minus 12 to the Blazers. Look, these lines, I mean, how are these playoff games? Spreads are 12, 9, 11.5, 11.5, 11. Weren't the... Anyway. All right, that's enough of that. One funny thing about the Knicks Hawks series, though, the Knicks tied it up. You know, they won their last game there. Karl-Anthony Towns had a triple-double, 2-2. And known big, massive New York Knicks fan, Ben Stiller, great comedian, director, and whatnot, he just tweeted out, what did he tweet out? Got it done. About the Knicks, got it done, but he didn't mention the Knicks. And then all the right MAGA people thought he was talking about the fake Trump assassination at the chief correspondent dinner. What do you mean got it done? Look at these libtards. They're happy to Trump. Trump would try to kill Trump. First of all, no one tried to kill Trump. That is completely fake. Their whole fucking everything they do is fake. There's a guy at dinner with a gun. Okay. Anyway. But this is hilarious. This is hilarious that these things still are. Wow, these people are insane. Everyone's insane. The whole thing. Anyway, that was a fun little. Back to the chat. Bob in the house. So what's up, Bob? I'll give you a Bob. Give you a gog. 2D Jen is here. Says, what's up, CJ? And C Jen's, and he says he also needs a gambling rehab like the Texas Tech quarterback Brandon Sorsby. Yeah, we'll talk about that later on in the Man in the Box segment. A lot of rehabs happened. A lot of rehabilitations. You had the quarterback Texas Tech, former Cincinnati, had going to gambling addiction. You had Mike Vrabel going to Jersey girl addiction. I don't even know what addiction it was, for having an affair with Diana Rossini. So he went to a rehab for a day, it seems like. He's now back out coaching. So that was very helpful for him, I'm sure. Tough for him to make phone calls, I imagine. Did they allow phones in that rehab? How could he call draft picks? That was one funny moment. He did make the Thursday night day one. He called, their pick, Caleb Loma, whatever his name is. The guy who did a little sassy dance. He gives him a phone call. Like, hey, Caleb, this is Coach Vrabel. Congratulations, you're a Patriot. And then you could tell he was just projecting his own things onto him, like a divorcee or something. Like, oh man, I hope you're with your family now, Caleb. Really take precious times here. Don't take them for granted. If you have a girlfriend, a wife, look her in the eye. You never know when these things could go away from you. Go, okay, coach. Anyway, I'm excited to be a Patriot. I'll see you at practice, I guess. Yeah. No, that'll definitely happen here. Anyway, I gotta go. It's a tough scene here. My wife is now looking at me right now, and she got a lawyer. Anyway, all right. Oh boy, Ronnie Pasco in the house. He wants to know if he can get a gong too. I'm not saying I approve of the gong. Like I said, it is from Sean and Ryan's soundboard. That's not mine, but it's so funny. What the gong just seems racist. Anytime you do play a gong, it just seems racist. I mean, it's part of their Asian culture. Remember the White Sox used to do a gong? He gong. That was a he gong shirt for their Japanese closer. But it's weird, right? Guitar isn't white racist. Maybe it is. Ukulele, Polynesian racist? Who knows? But the gong seems racist, for sure. Goes back to Cannonball Run. Cannonball Run, the car picture with Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise, who made an entire career out of bloopers. Anytime there'd be a character like coming up, they would play the most stereotypical racist like music. And it was the Asian guys who had a high tech car, and there would always be a gong when it came up. Like, good Lord. Anyway, pardon me. Sorry about that, fellas. And C Gens and everyone else listen. But let me tell you about Cauchy. And when we come back, we'll talk draft. And a few hockey plays, too. I forgot to give that out. But let me tell you about Cauchy. You know what Cauchy is. It's a real live market. I bet you could have bet on Trump getting shot. I bet Trump did bet on that. Will I get shot at and be survived? And will Wolf Blitzer tweet about it? You're damn right. That's a 3-team parlay. Cauchy's a real money prediction market, illegal in a ton of states. I got a ton of trading options for your favorite sports. New customers get $10 when they use promo code SGPN. That's Cauchy, Kalshi, promo code SGPN. Also brought to you by Underdog. Love Underdog. It's got you covered for picking for almost every sport. They just increased their payouts. 2-pick entries now 3.5x. 3-pick entries are 6.5x. Underdog's got a brand new offer for customers. You pay just $5, play $5, and you get $50 in bonus funds when you use my promo code BOMBS, BOMBS, BOMBS. All right. We are now back here on the Bottom Line Bomb. Speaking of which, yeah, we gave out Lakers -2.5. That's a smash. We'll take the Pistons tonight -3. The two NBA plays. And hockey, Flyers Penguins tonight, game 5. I think the Penguins pushed us back to game 6. We cashed our Avalanche series -2.5 games +120. We'll take that. That's a win's a win on that one. A win's a win. Although the other two series bets are not looking good, as Edmonton is now down 2-1 to Anaheim somehow. They play tomorrow, I believe. Total is set at 7. We will be on the over because they cannot make those numbers high enough until further notice. Last night's was the lowest scoring game in the series, and that was 7 goals. So you got to push on that. But I mean, good Lord, it's been a cash machine. Controversial goal is they reviewed it for like a half hour. If the puck went over the line, and it didn't, who knows? That was another situation where like we just got to end this. Those overtime games could go on forever. There's been tons of overtime games. Montreal, Tampa, Dallas, Minnesota. Anyway, all right, let's draft recap. Grades. I love all the grades. The letter grades. My letter grades are going to be A through Z. The Bears, they got a G. Is that good? I don't know. It's just a grade letter. The biggest story, there's a lot of stories. Let me take a look at some of them. Like I said, we did not have too many good bets. I think the only one I got right in the mock draft was Mendoza, number 1. Everyone else. I mean, I gave out Fano to Washington, to Cleveland +450, but Kansas City ruined it by trading up to the number 6 pick. And so it didn't count because we needed them at number 6. Those damn Chiefs, they didn't have to do it. The Chiefs did another one. Oh, we didn't tell anyone we liked our guy. We did a Zoom call. We didn't even do a 30 in-house visit. Keep off the set. All right, relax, Kansas City. No one cares. No one was grabbing up for Mason Delaney. But the Rams pick of Ty Simpson at 13 was the story of the first round. It was crazy. It was awful. It's a disaster. And Sean McVay was not happy. I don't want to hear it. They're all backtracking now, but he was obviously not happy. Not like, of course he was involved in it, but he was just trying to save face for Matthew Stafford. What? He wanted to protect Matthew Stafford's feelings, so he acted upset. Oh man! Oh God!
God damn son of a bitch!
We took a quarterback. Like Stafford's feelings need protected, and like Stafford wouldn't know if McVay was acting or not. Yeah, I think he knows McVay pretty well.
It ain't gonna work, buddy.
It was just bizarre. You had the 13th ever pick. Now, granted, they already had Trent McDuffie with the 29th pick, and they are the Mr. F them picks, right? Well, then, you know what? Wear it. But they could have got anyone. They could have got Sadiq. They could have got Makai Lemon. Anyone. Anything but Ty Simpson. Fine. He's a first-round quarterback. Congratulations for everyone who said that. But you don't take him 13. It's just great. And they even said, all right, he's gonna compete with Stetson Bennett for the backup role. That's exciting. And they said it's a success if he never plays on his rookie contract. What? How is that a success? Well, that means we have Matthew Stafford, the MVP man. He's here for a couple years. Oh, man. It was funny, though. Kelly Stafford, as Feach points out, slid into Simpson's DMs immediately. She likes those backup quarterbacks just to fuck with her husband there. To get him motivated. Kelly Stafford, yeah, we don't need you banging around there either. People are worried about the Diego Pavia. He says he's the Caddyshack 2 of Johnny Manziel's. Nice Caddyshack 2 reference with Jackie Mason. 1,000% Diego Pavia will have a show on Barstool. 1,000%. If he doesn't get pick up a team, hell, Barstool will pay him more than the UFL.
Oh, is there anything better than the UFL? Oh, that was so good.
Anyway, so the Ty Simpson thing, it was just hilarious. And then like, I felt bad for him too. The phone call with Ty Simpson and McVay was great too. Ty's like, all right, well, coach, let's make history together. And McVay's like, yep. All right, cool. All right. Say hi to your parents. We're going to go. Yeah. We're going to make history. All right. You're going to be our third string quarterback. Anyway, so then we get to the grades. Now everyone's grading and, the levels. I do like how they talk about like every single person drafted is going to be an immediate starter. Oh, the Raiders is, now it is different, I guess, with the Raiders and Jets, but like they upgraded their talent. Like they're talking about like these 7th round picks. Like they're just all going to be starting players. Maybe a couple of them will, and if they'll hit. But there was fun winning and losing situation, just the draft itself. Then we had Mendoza. Now I think we hit the dog bet. There was the one dog who couldn't get on the couch. Mendoza did hug the mom who has MS. We forgot to bring that up in the handicapping. That was why it was minus 300. But at the same time, see Jens. There was 2 different Mendoza celebrations, so it depends on how they graded it. The first one was a little awkward. The brother got in there, and they were all wearing hats. And that was on Twitter. And then ESPN released a new one where it was clean, where he hugged the mom. No one had hats on. They reshot it. This propaganda machine for Mendoza is hilarious. He's also an AI autistic quarterback who might not be real. May or may not be real. What were the Mendoza bets? Anyway, as far as bets, we lost to wide receivers, 5.5. We got stuck at 5. That was brutal. We hit Ione lower than 14.5. That was lucky, but we did not get him to the Giants at plus 10,450 because the Giants are idiots.
How about them Giants, baby? Huh? You bet your ass.
Everyone's giving the Giants credit for being for a draft, for a great draft. And I'm not. You took Avril Reese with a 5th overall pick. Okay, he fell to you. That's fine. Great pick. He's maybe the best player in the draft. But then they take Francis Mauigoa, the tackle from Miami.
And Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback. He
has a bad back, a herniated disc. He's going to have surgery. He's out for 3 months. Now, he's a monster of a tackle. He's never, he said he's good to go. He's never missed a practice. He is Polynesian, Hawaiian, those Samoans. They are different breeds. He might have 2 spines. Who knows? But I do know backs don't get better as you age. They don't ever get fixed, really. So, more importantly, they could have had Caleb Downs. And they let the Cowboys get Caleb Downs. Inexcusable. So right there, you get an absolute Z in my great letter grass. I don't care that I got Malachi at value. You could have just take Caleb Downs. It doesn't matter if you need him or not, or if you liked it. You just can't let Dallas get him. Then they took Colton Hood, who's good, cornerback from Tennessee. Malachi Fields, I'm not really a big favorite of him. He tackled from Auburn and tackled from Illinois. They did get Jack Kelly, linebacker from BYU, in the 6th round.
Give it up for the exciting Whites!
So they do get credit. They do get credit for that. But at the same time, like I said, you ruined everything by allowing the Cowboys to get Caleb Downs, and they can have their press conference, and Jerry Jones smiling, and God damn it. And And then the Cowboys actually had a good draft. Now I got to talk about them being good. That's not fun. I got Caleb Downs at number 11. Malachi Lawrence, who we did bank that first round. Malachi Lawrence minus 120 to be in the first round. They got that edge from Michigan. Barham, maybe people like. Whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter. Giants ruined it for all of us. The Steelers. Now Pittsburgh, hilarious hosts of the draft itself. There was 100,000 Yinzers out there complaining about the traffic. My buddy Ken Barnard said his parents were complaining about the traffic, even though they haven't been downtown since Post Malone was a rapper. But that was also a funny moment in the first round. The Eagles.
We apologize for that.
We apologize. Landon has
Snaked Malachi Lemon from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was all ready to take Malachi Lemon. The GM was on the phone with him, talking to him like, hey, you're going to be a Steeler. All right, cool. Did you submit the pick? What's that now? Yeah, so you submitted the pick, right? Oh, no. Yeah, we'll get around to it. I just wanted to call you and celebrate because nothing bad can happen now, you know. We're going to probably take you as soon as we get around to finding a piece of paper and a pen, and we're going to write down. How do you spell Malachi, by the way? We got the lemon part. We imagine that's like the lemon, right? Anyway, next you know, the Eagles are on the phone. Lemon's like, whoa, hold on. The Eagles are calling me. What? The Eagles? Don't answer that. No, I think I'm going to answer it. They're another football team. And so the Eagles traded up messed with the Cowboys. A lot of people are saying that the Cowboys messed with Pittsburgh because Mike McCarthy used to be their coach there, and he brought a bunch of staff, and they were texting him. They were texting McCarthy. So, who do you think you're going to take there at 21 or 20? Oh, we're going to go with Lemon. All right, yeah, okay. All right, that sounds good. Yeah, we don't need Lemon there. So, okay, I just wanted to know. And then they texted Philly, hey, Steelers are taking Lemon. You want to come trade? Sure, we'll do it. And then they snatched it from him. Hilarious. So then the Steelers, which is funny because now the Steelers have to act like they did it's what they wanted all along. The Steelers get a letter. The Steelers get a P grade from me. My A through Z alphabet grades, they got a P. Like I don't think they had a good draft. But they did wind up taking a tackle from Arizona State. And like, well, we kind of wanted him all the way anyway. That's what we always wanted. Really? Then why wouldn't you take him first? Well, it's just that it didn't work out there. We wanted to pretend, make it suspenseful for him. Max Ianakor, who I did give out at 35-1, and that banked, and some user did put. So it's a fine pick, but it's just hilarious. It's like, no, that's what we wanted anyway. He's a tackle. Really, completely different position. Then they got Bernard, receiver from Alabama. He's good. I do like Jeremy Bernard, the 47th pick. That's good value there. But then they went Drew Aller. What? Why? Who? Quarterback Drew Aller from Penn State, who was not good at Penn State. And he's also not good when there are defenders on the field. All they talked about is how much they like Will Howard. Well, now we like Drew Aller too. They did get a good guard from Iowa. Anytime you get a guard from Iowa, that's good. Gettings Dunker. But then they took Caden Wheat, the wide receiver, like a kick returner. What the hell are they doing? They got a Nowakowski. But Gettings Dunker has a mullet. A fantastic mullet. That is a Steeler. Pittsburgh, as a city, Western PA, is a mullet. The entire, if a mullet can describe anything, it's Pittsburgh. Those Yinzers are going to love. You love Gettings Dunker. They did draft the Navy running back with the last pick, Eli Henry, who's a good player. He was in uniform. He saluted the mirror. Goddamn Pittsburgh. That is, everything is so Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, you out Pittsburghed it again. So I do not like their draft. I mean, it's fine, whatever. Like I said, what he's great is like half the players won't. Maybe they'll make the team, but they're not going to be like instant starters anyway. So they did away. Marcus says they gave away their wide receiver news in the first. I know, just giving away the news is just hilarious. Just forgetting to submit the pick first and then making the call. We've all been there. Yeah, kind of. Oh man, I'm running late here. I have to tell you about rhythm. What? How could a show go on without me telling you about rhythm? The rhythm's gonna bet you. Why can't I find the graphic? Rhythm gonna bet you. With props. You know Rhythm. It's your official data tool for dominating the NBA, MLB, and golf. Let Rhythm's models help you cash in or build your own dominated books. Want to go premium? Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm app. Use promo code SGPN25. Also brought to you by No Vig. Ain't no vigging around here. Ain't no vigging to you, dear. Where's the fucking No Vig?
And once again, we apologize for CJ's language.
Yeah, I apologize, Novik. The corporate sponsors don't like when I use profanity during their ad reads. You know, when they say "make it your own," but it's just how I talk. Novik's America's #1 sports prediction market. It's you get the best prices. Download the Novik app. Get $50 when you spend $5. If you use our promo code SGPN, get on the action with Novik. Promo code SGPN. And we are back here on the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, the Laddie Daddy Scumbag Events Man in the Box, CJ Sullivan. Thank you, everyone who is joining me, watching. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the thumbs up, like, share. I always say you don't have to actually like it. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like the show. But you do have to like that thumb on YouTube, unfortunately. Make sure you subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs as well. I need the downloads. I need everything. Things aren't going well because of Todd McShay. Todd McShay broke me. You know where to subscribe to. Anyway, so what else? All right, let's go into. So the Giants allowed that's Steelers lost to Lemon. The Vrabel call, I did love that as well. Let's see. Team, I like consensuses like the Niners. Everyone hated the Niners draft. They reached for everyone. Let's take a look at what they drafted. Let's go to the grade for the Niners. Speaking of which, they took. Let's see, who did they take here? But they're so cocky about it. That's the problem. They asked John Lynch, "Hey, everyone says you reach for things." Like, well, we care about our board. We don't care about Twitter's board. What? Who's on Twitter? What are you talking about? Twitter? No, we're talking about all of the draft scouts. We're talking about, the consensus. I mean, I get it. You can have your own board. That's fine. They picked 33 overall in the second round. They needed a wide receiver, and they took Deshaun Stribling from Ole Miss, who was like the 10th ranked receiver. I mean, he was going up on boards, but they could have had Boston. Then they took the edge from Texas Tech, height, a little reach. And then they took Kaleon. This is the one that everyone was going crazy for. They took Kaleon Black, the running back from Indiana, who was not even invited to the combine. He wasn't even on the board. They took him in the third round. We have our boards. Well, we have our boards too. And we say yours is terrible, John. So other than that, they did okay. I mean, whatever. These players, they are who they are. They're fine. They have to also watch out for the electrotherapy practicings over there in San Francisco, the cell phone towers. But I have to say the Rams have the worst draft. You take Ty Simpson, then you take Max Clare, the tight end from Ohio State. CJ Daniels, I like, the receiver from Miami in the 6th round. That's good. But, I mean, come on. Also, a lot of people are the winners and losers. People are like, the Jets and Raiders won. Yeah, they should have. They had the first 2 picks of the draft. in every round. You better win. Yeah, the Raiders they landed Mendoza. Right. Yeah, they're the number 1 pick. We get it. The Raiders did have a good draft, though. I will say that. I'll give them an R. They took Mendoza, of course. They took Stukes, a safety from Arizona, who's very good. Kieran Crawford from Auburn, I like. They took Jared McCoy with the 101st pick. Jared McCoy, cornerback from Tennessee. He was a projected top 10 pick like a month ago or a week, just a couple weeks ago. And then like he was gonna be the first cornerback taken. Then the injury news came out about him. He started sliding. Then they're like, well, you know, he was injured in college. Yeah, but we thought he got through that. He did. And then there's a report. Well, now they're gonna have to use bone from another part of his body to heal his liver or something. What? Yeah, he might die. Actually, that was the report. So you're probably not gonna get a second contract out of him because there's a possibility that Jared McCoy could die. All right, well, we'll take him in the 4th round then. They also got Mike Washington Jr., the running back from Arkansas. That's a good pick. 4th round, 122nd. Yeah, he was my RB too. Which the Seahawks took Price in the 1st round. It was a little bit of a reach, but whatever. Malik Benson, receiver for Oregon. They got a lot. They got a bunch of guys. Dalton Johnson, safety, Arizona. Yeah, the Raiders did good. They did. Jared McCoy in Washington. Those are back-to-back 4th round picks. They're fantastic. Unfortunately, for me, everyone's saying the Browns had the best draft. Unfortunately for me, because I hate their general manager, Bean. And he's now drafted well back-to-back seasons. He does everything else terribly, though. Let's not forget. Let's not just let him off the hook. He's one of those classic general managers who aren't good at their job, but they're good at keeping their job by lying to a billionaire owner. Now, he did draft well, and he drafted well last year. Good for him. He's cooking. They got Spencer Fano, the tackle they wanted, number 9, and they got the trade back with Kansas City because Kansas City, for some reason, thought that needed to. I think Kansas City thought Reese was going to drop to 6. That's why they made the trade. So then they had to act like, no, we wanted to get this cornerback. We wanted to make sure we got him. No one else did. Yeah, no one else was going to take him at 6 or 7, you know. No, we got a guy. We went for a guy. That's exactly what happened. So the Browns got Fano. Then they got Katie Concepcion, a wide receiver in the 1st round, who I love. He's one of my favorite receivers. And then they got Denzel Boston, another wide receiver, because the Niners are idiots. The Niners should have took Denzel Boston. But he doesn't fit the system. His dad's a Marine or whatever. Then they got that safety from Toledo, EMW, Emmanuel McNeil Warren. He's pretty great. I got a center and a linebacker from Alabama, Joe Royer, the tight end in the 5th round from Cincinnati is amazing. 15 yards catch. He's a weapon. And then there's Taylon Green, Soylent Green. Taylon Green is made out of people. It's people. The switchblade quarterback from Arkansas. Why not have another fun quarterback in that room with Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson?
I'm not touching Deshaun Watson.
Dylan Gabriel, I think he's still there too. So I have to admit that, okay, the Browns had a good draft. Damn it. I don't like to admit it because I don't like Bean, but he's nailing it.
Goddamn son of a bitch.
All right. Let's see what other teams did well. We already went over the Giants. The Raiders were good. Fine. Cowboys go to hell. They had a good draft. The Jets did draft well. They got David Bailey, Ken Sadiq, and Omar Cooper Jr. all in the 1st round. But like I said, they had 3 first-round picks. You better do good. One was number 2 overall, which I still think they should have took Reese, but I took David Bailey, whatever. Sadiq is a freak. He's also a tight end. They passed over Bowers one year, and then they take Sadiq. And Omar Cooper Jr., receiver from Indiana, is very good. Then they got D'Angelo Pons, a cornerback from Indiana, who is, they say, is very similar to Aaron Glenn, the coach. So that's bizarre because he's short. They took the quarterback, Cade Klubnik, in the 4th round, 110th pick. That's fine. Last year, he was mocked to be the number 1 overall pick. Yeah, he's not. He's just another one of these bum quarterbacks. And how about Arizona? What in the hell? What are you doing, Arizona? They took Jeremiah Love with the number 3 overall pick because apparently the owner wanted Jeremiah Love. No one else. All the people they hired, general managers, the business people are all like, yeah, no, this is not what we want. We need to build up our roster. Money wise, it doesn't make sense. Now he's going to be the highest paid running back in the NFL because the union they just forgot about running backs and crushed all their value. But the owner's like, yeah, no, but I've seen Love play and he's fun. I want someone fun, which is fine. Like, get it. Listen, you can't criticize him for taking Love because he's probably the best player in the draft, and he is fun. He's a great running back. And he might be Cardinal proof. He can just, their O-line's not even that bad. It's not going to be an Ashton Genty situation, I don't think. But then they took Carson Beck. And if you take Jeremiah Love, you can't take Carson Beck in the 3rd round. First pick in the 3rd round, too. Let me go over to them. Where the hell are they? Where the hell are the Arizona Cardinals at? Yeah. Pick 65. They take Chase Bissonatis, the guard from A&M. Fine. I like him. But you can't take Carson Beck. And they're like, oh, we can't believe he fell to you. You can't? We can. Nobody wanted him. He's 28 years old. He looks like a ghoul. What are you going to do with Carson Beck? It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Who else got drafted there? Let's see. People like Washington's draft because they got Sonny Styles, obviously, who's good. Antonio Williams, wide receiver, Clemson. I don't mind him. Katron Allen, running back from Penn State, nicknamed Fat Man. That's a weird nickname. Why do they call you Fat Man? Especially since you're not fat. You might have a 4% body fat. You're an NFL running back. I was a fat baby, I guess, and everyone in the neighborhood called me Fat Man. There's a joke. That's a funny joke. I think you could shake that name. You don't have to keep calling you that. Well, once you give me a nickname, that's it. Maybe it motivated him not to be fat. But so now they have Bill and Fat Man in the backfield of Washington. And I like Katron Allen. And he leans into it because I want it to be good. I want that nickname to stick. All right. Well, no one else with the with that call. Beeves wants to know, will Pavia make the NFL? I think he can. I mean, he'll have to give it a shot. There's so many bad quarterbacks. He is scrappy. Like I said, he's working out with Baltimore. But I don't think people really give a shit about his cocky attitude. That's what people love blaming that. I just think he's short and he has arm issues. No one gives a damn if he's cocky. It's the NFL. How many psychopaths are in there? No, neither do I. Anyway, DJU. Welcome to the chat. He says, first time live since college football. Shout out to Bet Detective. Love the show. Well, thank you very much. You get the Bet Detective. We're just grading draft picks here. All right. So let's take a look. The Eagles, my Eagles, they had an interesting draft. Like we said, they stole Mekhi Lemon, as we know. And then they so they win for that, I think. Then they took Eli Stowers, a tight end from Vanderbilt, who's more like a wide receiver, converted quarterback. I like that. And then they took Markel Bell, who's the other tackle from Miami, who doesn't have a spine issue.
Spinal.
I still can't believe the Giants did that. You traded Sexy Dexy for Rexy Nexy. It's funny reading the reports. Just reading the reports on all these guys are just hilarious. Like the way they do strengths and weaknesses. Like we said, greasy hips, oils, can't move around. Let me take a look at Markel Bell. He's massive. He's 6'9.25" and weighs 350 pounds. Ran a 5.3 40. I don't care about his 40. Why are they making a 6'9.5", 350-pound man run a 40-yard dash? He began his career at Holmes Community College. I like that before going to Miami. He's good run blockers, dominant. So obviously he's a project that they have to work on there. So we'll see. He's very inconsistent, blah, blah, blah. Rare arm length, major asset, steer speed rushes. I've learned more about arm length this draft. You had Ruben Bain, who fell all the way to 15 to Tampa Bay because Miami's idiots. They passed up on him. And everyone loved Ruben Bain for not putting a hat on and just posing in the selfie mirror or whatever. I love Ruben Bain. Tampa Bay did very well for getting him. But yeah, everyone's arm length issue. So he's got long arms. He's got size, his power, blah, blah, blah. But he's difficult recovery against counters, especially weave. He has a strength. He lacks consistent. So he's a high ceiling, low floor. Kind of like an Orlando Brown Jr. type. Who else did the Eagles take? Oh, then they took Cole Payton, the North Dakota State quarterback. He's a fun guy. Maybe we can write him some tush pushes, the Taysom Hill stuff. Everyone likes him. They got a Wisniewski, he's a safety from Texas Tech. And then they drafted that dude from Nigeria. The Eagles are hilarious. First of all, they made a trade for Greenfield from the Vikings, who's their edge rusher. That's basically the draft. So you got Makai Lemon, you have the edge rusher from the Vikings. Stowers, that's all you need. Cole Payton. They literally just like having fun. Cole Payton, sure. Uar Bernard from Nigeria. What? Has he played football before? Nope. Not a lick. But he's Nigerian, and we saw a video of him without his shirt on and said we drafted him. All right, Howie. He gets the international player pathway. Uar Bernard. He is an absolute freak. I will say that. Yeah, so whatever. That's who the Eagles took. So the Eagles did well. I'll give them a Y. Not a Y, a D. Like a D could be bad. D could be good. Like I said, my letter grades are A through Z. Chiefs did fine with Mansour Delane. Like I said, Mansour Delane they traded up to get him. I don't think they were trading up to get him. I think they were trying to get Reese. They thought Reese was going to fall or Carnell Tate. Then they're like, no, this is who we want. Then he took Peter Woods, D tackle from Clemson, is good. Emmett Johnson, the running back from Nebraska in the 5th round. I like that. And they took Garrett Nussmeier, the quarterback, in the 7th round. See, that's when you take a Garrett Nussmeier. That's when you take a Carson Beck or a Drew Allar in the 6th and 7th round, not the first pick of the 3rd round, you idiots. That's like, we'll just have someone in the quarterback room to talk to. They got a good corner in Jaden Kennedy from Oregon. I did like what the Dolphins did, except for Caden Proctor. People were really ripping on Caden Proctor. But then they took Chris Johnson, my conspiracy theory cornerback. Did we bank that 1st round bet? Apparently has bad recovery speed, but then they found out it was the field in San Diego. That's choppy. The soccer team's suing them. Who else did they get? Oh, they took Jacob Rodriguez, a linebacker from Texas Tech, who was like the best player in college football last year. That's kind of like a Zach Thomas type. I can see that. It's very similar. He's got a mustache and white. How many picks did the Dolphins had? They had like 20 picks. I'm not going through all these. Anyway, so there it goes. Winners and losers. Whatever. Oh, my God. None of all these players will be starting. And they're all going to take veterans' jobs. That's what they want you to think. All right, let's get into the box, right? Yes, thank you, everyone here. More people, more first timers in the chat. We got Virgil who said, "Got me some bombs." Let's LFG at work. Give me in some bombs. Yep, I gave you some bombs. I gave out Lakers tomorrow night, Pistons tonight, over Anaheim, Edmonton. Those are 3 bombs I gave out for today's games and tonight's games, tomorrow's games, whatever. Whenever you're listening to them. Like we said, a lot of rehabs. The Braden's Vrabel rehab. He's out. He's out of the strange snapper rehab. He's sure he learned a lot. And now Texas Tech quarterback's going to gambling rehab. I'm sure Texas has some great gambling rehabs because he got caught. Braden Sorsby. Let me bring this guy's name up here. So he was the Cincinnati quarterback, Brendan Sorsby. And now he transferred to Texas Tech. NIL money. I mean, he calls it a gambling addiction. I guess it was thousands of dollars. He was seen at Reds games betting live ball strikes for either 50 cents or $1.50, $2.50. That's pretty smart, Sorsby. Let me see what else he did. Now, he is seeking a buyout. He was at Indiana his freshman year, and he bet on Indiana football games, but he wasn't playing in it. And he bet on Indiana to win. So he's using the Pete Rose defense. What? I didn't bet against us. I bet that we were going to win. I'm really confident. They should be a tout. Let's go, Sorsby. So he's obviously going because he got caught. I mean, he's getting $6 million from Texas Tech for NIL money. You're 22 and you have $6 million. You don't have a gambling problem. Now, when you don't have money, yeah, then you can say it's a problem. But you don't have a problem yet. I gotta find out what other bets in there. So he's going to seek help at a house residential treatment facility, and gambling addictions. Hey, we get it. We're a gambling show, gambling network. It's a real thing. So the people are going to love it, but it's going to. I mean, it's going to be a political hot button issue. But yeah, I would love to go to gambling. I have a gambling problem. That's the old Drew Carey joke. Yeah, I got a gambling problem here. I got a 12 and a dealer's got a 4. For a 3 showing. Do I hit? But what else are you going to do if you're 22 and you're getting $6 million in NIL? Like I said, I believe players should get paid, but I also don't want these young kids having so much money. The quotes are: he prioritizes his health amid the leave of absence. He's taking a leave. Yeah, he's never playing again. Yeah, no problem, NCAA. I went to gambling rehab. What 22-year-old with $6 million in gambling rehab? He's gonna be talking to people who give hand jobs under a bridge for their $5 parlays. And he's like, yeah, I used to bet on pitches at games just for fun, because I have so much money and I'm so young. I'm also a Division I quarterback. Real tough times. Yeah, and then they found out, so I'm here. There's rehab, and then there's found out rehabs. Mike Vrabel had to go, yeah, I got found out of having an affair, so I'm here to talk about how much sex I've had with not my wife. So we're happy for Brendan Sorsby. Hope he gets well. And next time, if you have some good leans, especially on Texas Tech games, a little information. How about set up a burner account, Sorsby? Tweet out. Don't save all the winners for yourself. Tout out the picks. That's what these players be using burner accounts for. Obviously, you can get in trouble for that. But you're going to hear all the browbeating of, oh, this is what happens when you get in bed with these gambling sports books, when you get in bed with them. It is funny. I mean, he's going to make the speech with a FanDuel backdrop to him. This is what happens when you allow gambling. Gambling isn't allowed. I mean, yes, it is allowed now that it's legal, but people love going against the legalized gambling. That's what you're going to hear about. It's going to be a political issue, and they're going to bring shit up like this, how it's destroying our kids. Everything's destroying our kids. Phones destroy our kids. It's not just gambling. The porn, they can have any fetish they want right there in their phones. We had to earn it back in our day with magazines in the woods. Anyway, that's not what I mean. But you know what I mean? And like I said, it's not that the legalized gambling is the problem. It's the advertising for it. They won't shut up with the commercials and the ads, and it's just in your face. Regulate that. Get those stupid ass. Remember that one when they're all singing the gambler, like, yeah, no, when hold. I like when they try to be act like they care about people and their gambling problems. If you got a problem, they do not care. They want to suck you dry. That's a good way to end this show, right? They want to suck you dry.
And I'll leave it at that. And so will I.
That's right. Anyway, all right, that's going to do it for today's show. Like I said, we have a UFL show coming up after this. Me, Kobe Dent, and J Mark. And I'm also doing the main show, Sean and Ryan. We're going to go over Rookie of the Year odds already from this weekend's draft. So that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you, everyone who joined me in the chat. Like I said, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, like, and follow all that bullshit that I have to cry and plea about and whore myself out for. Follow me on X at @CDSullivan_ or Instagram at @CDSullivan was taken _ in between each word. So that's going to do it. DJ and you, let's all go to gambling rehab and see who the quarterback likes this season. Maybe you'll have a good play for a future for us. All right. See you guys. Go to bed.